Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham.
Yes. Now, let us look into what did these anti-Hindu militant terrorist forces do when they had to launch the biowar, the seeds of terrorism, on the Adi Kailasa ship, the last lamp for Hinduism. They have actually deployed biowar agents on Adi Kailasa ship, the last hope for India to survive the COVID-19.
Just to give a little recap, actually, one of the many attempts on the life of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was way back in 2012. Yes, that's right, 9 years back, when the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was attempted to be exterminated by nothing less than the most lethal bioweapon, anthrax. Yes, you heard it right. Anthrax letter bomb was what was attempted on his life. Literally, one of the anti-Hindu terrorist militant elements in the form of a media mafia person, one of the chief reporters of one of the television channels, state-run television channels, one of the local Kannada channels, Suvarna TV. They sent their chief reporter with an anonymous package, a pretty huge one at that. One can see over here the picture of the same. He came right up to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism as he was addressing a press conference to clear with complete legal evidence as to why the charges on him were absolutely baseless, false, and ridiculous, because the false case that was framed against the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism alleged that he had apparently abused a so-called woman whose name was not mentioned. There was no victim name, no complaint. There was nothing to support the so-called case against the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Yet, the case was kept alive by the vested interests, the anti-Hindu terrorist militants, who wanted to ensure that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is not exonerated from these false charges, so that they could keep on illegally arresting him repeatedly till they were successful in exterminating him, either directly in the name of so-called mob lynching, or by exterminating him through an extrajudicial assassination that would be conducted on him in the illegal police custody. So one of these attempts included this shocking attempt to assassinate him with an anthrax letter bomb. What you see that man holding over there is an anonymous package. And when that package was actually received by one of the secretaries of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, in an attempt obviously to save the life of Bhagwan himself, the secretary took over the package and when he took the package and opened it to see what the contents were, the bomb, that anthrax letter bomb, did its lethal impact. And today, that secretary still carries the physical marks of the same in the form of multiple health problems, which are evident in his life, both physically as well as in his respiratory system. So that was 9 years back when they tried to assassinate the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism through a continue to serve the humanity, Indians at large, through the Adi Kailasa ship, in spite of the anti-Hindu militants having driven him away from that very Adi Kailasa ship. Today, yet the attempts to exterminate that Adi Kailasa ship, that the only one which can save humanity from this ongoing pandemic, which is going to only get worse as the months come, it still continues in the form of the bio war. 2021, as we speak, what happened? We can just take a look at that for us to understand the relentless attempts to destroy all the humanitarian, spiritual, religious services being done by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in order to revive Sanatana Hindu Dharma in all its glory and tradition, for nothing less, nothing more than bringing peace, bliss, harmony to the planet Earth, and to cause the quantum leap to superconsciousness for which humanity is actually poised for, had it not been for these anti-Hindu terrorist militants who do not want to make this happen, because their stranglehold on the entire planet would then be eliminated.
Now, what are these seeds of terrors, a biowar weapon that was launched on the AK ship? So these seeds of terror, a bioweapon, it is actually a recent international phenomena where anonymous seed packages are being sent to various people all around the world, especially in USA, UK, and 3 other countries. And on 31st July 2020, the Animal and Plant Health Inspection Service, APHIS, of US Department of Agriculture, in a statement had said that the main concern is that these seeds can introduce damaging pests or diseases that could literally harm the agriculture. India is also on the target list. On 31st of July 2020, senior Indian government officials said that China has advanced scientific capabilities to do such an attack on Indian soil too. The conspiracy was revealed in detail prior on 4th August 2020. So these anonymous seed packages, they contain the terror weapon, so which will literally harm the entire community. And on exactly on 2nd March 2020, such an anonymous seed package was delivered to the Adi Kailasa.
What do these seeds of terror contain? There were a number of questions that we received the last time we shared this, about this bio war being unleashed on Adi Kailash. There were very many letters and messages, telephone calls expressing their concern and wanting to help save the Adi Kailasa ship, and in that context asking the details of what really these bio weapons or this bio war is all about. The seeds have multifarious ways in which they attack actually. One is on the ecosystem itself, because when the seeds are planted, they grow practically faster than weeds, and they suck up all the nutrition in the ground, so that the ground is left really depleted, not only of the natural resources, but even the water table itself. There are very many kinds of seeds which have been known to have been sent to various countries for doing this particular damage. Needless to say, the Adi Kailasa spiritual enlightenment ecosystem is rich, not only in terms of its flora and fauna, but also the very ground which is blessed by the feet of Bhagavan, having touched the sacred soil, literally every inch of it. And the soil carrying the rich nutrition of being able to produce all the various rare Ayurvedic herbs, the Siddha medicines, the all the herbs which are recommended in naturopathy, practically even the immunity boosters which are required for supplementing the human immune system, which is a need of the hour today. So, on one hand, is the threat to the entire physical ecosystem. On the other hand, also, these seeds have been known to cause a number of life threatening diseases into the people, into the society. So there are many theories about these seeds. Obviously, we do not want to know by experience what the seeds which were sent to Adi Kailasa were. Maybe they could have been a mixture of all of these, because as we were sharing, right from the time of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism entering his public life, there have been very shocking, blatant attempts to exterminate him and his mission. And there's not one or two layered, it is always a multi layered attack, so that there's almost like, if one plan fails, what is the backup plan and the backup to that backup to ensure that their mission is achieved. So going by the same, on the same lines, these seeds which were used for launching the bio war on the Adi Kailasa ship would definitely be multi-layered themselves. By the grace of Bhagwan and Devi Parashakti, however, Adi Kailasa ship still stands tall, opening its gates to the people at large in the face of this bio war also.
The Adi Kailasa temple monastery complex. In the first segment, we saw how the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism